Show you the basics of a breadboard. Actually, if you want to get into the breadboard you created last time, let me show you how I did that. So I just clicked the Tinkercad icon to get back to my dashboard. Tinkercad will often, when you launch Tinkercad, it often goes to 3D designs. So remember that you have to click circuits, and you should see the circuit you made last time, which only has the breadboard. So if you click it, it opens in a dialog box and you can just click Tinker this. And this allows you to go in and add more or change stuff to a circuit you've made. So what I'm going to show you is just how a breadboard works. So first of all, if you put your mouse over any of these little holes, you can see that there's other highlighted holes. And so right now my mouse is over J20, and all of the holes below it show a green circular selection. That means that all of those holes are connected to each other because they all sit on the same piece of metal. If I go, so that's the same of it, all of these little columns. Now notice that I'm highlighting H3, and so that's all connected to I3, J3, F3, G3, but it's not connected to the ones below. So underneath all of these little columns are strips of metal. So if you were to plug in 2 wires into these holes, they would be electrically connected because they're both touching the same piece of metal. Same thing down here. Now they're purposely not connected to each other. So this short column in 4 is not connected to the one above it. Okay, so this channel actually makes sure that the strip of metal underneath these 5 holes and the strip of metal under these 5 holes, it's not the same strip. Okay, so if I were to create a wire from here to here and another wire from here to here, those wires are not connected to each other because this wire is only connected to these 5 holes, and this wire in this end is only connected to these 5 holes. The holes in here are not connected to anything because you have to have the tips of the wire plugged in. I'm going to undo that. I am actually going to, I should have had this open, bottom of a breadboard. Okay. So you can see this is what it looks like. It's tilted the other way, but you can see there's strips of metal underneath each of those rows I was just looking at. Now, I haven't shown you this row and this row. So all of these are connected to each other. And typically, these are used for connection to the power source. So anytime you want to connect something to power, this generally connects to the negative part of the resource, and this connects to the positive part of the power source. And the same thing down here. So you can see that if I did a wire like this, anything connected in this row is also going to be connected to ground. Don't worry if this seems a little confusing just yet. It'll become clearer soon. All we're going to do right now is I'm going to make some wires, and I'm going to change the color of them. I'll show you how to do that, and we're going to have a true-false game so you can see if certain wires are connected to each other. So if I make a wire, it's by default green, but a little properties box comes up and you can change the color if you want. So I'm going to make that turquoise, and then I'm going to make another wire right here, and I'll make that purple. Okay, so true, false, those wires are connected. The answer is false because remember, the connections happen vertically, not horizontally. Okay, I'm going to add another wire. I'm going to add a wire from here to here. Let's see, I'll go pink. Okay, so the pink wire is connected to the purple wire. That answer is also false, because even though they're both in column 19, the top section of the breadboard is not connected to the bottom of the breadboard. Let me draw another one here. And yellow. Okay. Yellow is connected to purple. That's true because they're both connected in column 19, and remember there's a metal plate below them, so they are considered connected. What about yellow and pink? That's false. It's because, again, the top and the bottom aren't connected. Let's go from here to here. I think I'll keep that green. Green is connected to pink, true or false? It is true because they both have ends connected in 19. So again, they're both connected to the same metal strip underneath the holes. Green is connected to purple. False for the same reason. They're not on the same half of the breadboard. I'm going to draw another wire up here, and I'm going to make it gray. Gray is connected to gray is connected to green. Yes, that's true. Actually, I want to make this smaller. Okay. And gray is still connected to green because they're both connected down here. Okay, here comes a lot of stuff. I'm going to make a little wire from here to here. I'm going to make that orange. So, gray is connected to orange. True. Because they're both connected on this column 4. Gray is connected to turquoise. That's also true because the orange is connected to the turquoise, which makes the gray connected to the turquoise. Green connected to turquoise. That's also true because green is connected to the gray is connected to the orange, and the orange is connected to the turquoise. So there's a lot of connections here. Okay, I'm gonna put some wires in here. Now notice that I've just made these pretty colors, but I've avoided the colors red and black. It's because in general, we save the red color for connecting to the positive power source. So right now, my yellow wire is connected to the positive power source. We don't have any power coming in, but that makes the connection. And I will always use red wires when connected to the positive power source. So what I've just done is I've connected both the yellow and the purple wires to that positive power source. If let's say I want to connect something to the negative power source, then maybe I'll connect the blue to the negative power source, and I'm going to make that black. So the negative power source can also be called ground, but all circuits, as you saw in that video, need to have a connection to the negative and a connection to the positive. So this is a crazy circuit. It was just done to emphasize how breadboards connect stuff to each other. But you can see that there's 4 wires connected to the negative power source because I get it connected to blue, blue's connected to orange, orange connected to gray, gray is connected to green, so they're all connected to each other. The only wire on this breadboard that's not connected to anything is the pink one. So hopefully you can understand that, and you're going to answer similar questions in your OneNote about this. And I would say go ahead and duplicate the breadboard that you have in your OneNote. And if you need to, you can always highlight things to see what's connected because of the green circles. So I hope that goes well. See you in the next one.